Why is the middle class in America shrinking? Well, over the past few decades, there's been a noticeable trend where the middle class, once considered the backbone of the nation, is becoming smaller and less economically stable. In this video, we'll dive into the multifaceted reasons behind this phenomenon, examining economic, social, and political factors that have contributed to the decline of the American middle class. Now, one of the primary economic factors contributing to the shrinking middle class is its income inequality. Over the last several decades, the wealth gap in the United States has grown significantly. The top earners have seen their incomes rise substantially, while those in the middle have struggled to keep pace with the rising cost of living. The growing income disparity has made it harder for individuals and families to maintain their middle class status. Now, stagnant wages are another crucial economic factor, which many middle class workers have experienced little to no real wage growth over the years, adjusting for inflation, and this has happened over the past 40 years. This has made it increasingly difficult for families to cover essential expenses like housing, education, healthcare, and leading to the decline in the overall economic well-being. Rising costs of education and healthcare has also had these soaring costs over the years, and these are also eroding the middle class. This burden of student loan debt has left many young professionals struggling to save, invest, or buy homes, delaying their entry into the middle class. Similarly, the escalating cost of healthcare can be a financial burden even for those with health insurance, putting additional strain on the middle class families. We also have something called social factors, and this also plays a huge role in the shrinking middle class because the change in family dynamics, such as increases in single-parent households and delayed marriages, can affect economic stability. Single-parent in particular often face financial challenges that can make it harder to maintain middle-class status. I remember back in the day, my dad used to tell me that the wife used to stay home while they had a nice house with a white picket fence, a boat, a car. The father would go out to work and he would be able to afford everything. The decline in labor union membership is another thing. The AFL-CIO has lost over 10,000 members over the last 5 years, or maybe more. Now, this is a significant impact on the middle class. Unions historically played a vital role in negotiating for better wages, benefits, and workplace conditions. As union memberships have decreased, workers have less collective bargaining power, making it harder for them to secure a middle-class income. Geographic inequality is another social factor worth considering. The cost of living varies widely across the United States. In high-cost metropolitan areas, it can be exceptionally challenging for middle-class families to afford housing and other basic necessities, while those in lower-cost regions may find it easy to maintain their economic status. Political decisions and tax policies have also contributed to the shrinking middle class. Tax cuts and policies that disproportionately benefit the wealthy have widened income gaps. Meanwhile, the burden of funding government programs often falls more heavily on the middle class throughout various taxes, further squeezing their finances. Particularly in the financial sector, played a huge role into the 2008 financial crisis, saw many middle-class Americans lose their home savings, which had a lasting impact on their economic stability. The absence of strong regulations to protect consumers and prevent financial crisis can undermine the middle class. Now, automation and job displacement recently has been in the news with AI, and this rise of automation and artificial intelligence has led to the displacement of certain middle-class jobs as well. Positions in manufacturing, clerical work, and even some white-collar professions have been automated, leading to job insecurity and wage stagnation for many middle-class workers. As globalization has both positive and negative effects in this middle class, it has opened up markets and opportunities for some, and it has also led to outsourcing of jobs to countries with lower labor costs. This has affected industries like manufacturing, call centers, contributing to job loss in the middle class. Now, the consequences of this shrinking middle class and economic instability has far-reaching consequences for the economy, as small middle class means reduced consumer spending, which can hinder economic growth. Economic instability can lead to higher poverty rates and increased reliance on social safety net programs. A robust middle class has traditionally been associated with social mobility, which is the ability for individuals to improve their economic circumstances through hard work and education. Because of a shrinking middle class, this can limit these opportunities, making it harder for people to climb the economic ladder. Now, the decline of our middle class has also been limited to political polarization. As economic disparities widen, individuals may become more divided along political lines, leading to gridlock in government and making it challenging to address the root causes of problems. Now, we can have many solutions, but I think one of them has to be policy changes, and addressing this issue of shrinking middle class requires a lot of it, and various levels of government need to be overhauled. This could include raising minimum wage, implementing progressive tax policies. Rebuilding the power of labor unions can help negotiate better wages and benefits for workers. Strong unions can also advocate for policies that protect the middle class and promote economic equity. Innovation and job training can also encourage and help prepare workers for jobs of the future. This can mitigate the negative effects of automation and globalization. The shrinking middle class in America is a complex issue driven by economic, social, political, and technological and globalization factors. Its consequences are widespread, affecting the U.S. economy, not only families, but the overall health of the country and the fabric of society. Addressing these issues are going to require a concerted effort from policymakers, businesses, and society as a whole. And we need to ensure that the American dream of upward mobility and a strong middle class remains a reality for future generations. If you like this video, check out this video right here.